excited about that.
Great. Awesome. Well, I will let you take it away.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you. Thank you, ladies, for joining me today. Um, very excited about our time here. So, today I want to just kind of start, since we have a few of us on the call, I'd like to start with each of us maybe introducing ourselves. And we have Miss Ann Payton joining us. So if we want to kind of introduce ourselves, share a little bit about what we do, and if there is anything about the title of this on how to remain professional when home life is chaos, if there's anything that resonates with you on that title, let me know. So if somebody would like to start, actually, I will, since I kind of have people jumping on and stuff, I'll kind of go through and point out that way so we make sure we get everybody covered. So Miss Amanda, would you like to start? So it would be name, what you do, and then is there anything that intrigued you about our title today?
Yeah. So Amanda Gleason, I am an HR consultant. People First HR is my business. I like to work with businesses under 200, really like to work with the under 50 group in terms of the number of employees. So if you are looking to refer somebody that needs HR services, I'm going to give you my plug. Send them my way. And I think why I liked your title for this particular meeting is it's so relevant to kind of how we operate. I mean, I always feel like you're that duck above water. Like above water, I'm just kind of going along, but underneath, my feet are pedaling so fast. So I think we all have those moments where life just seems to be in chaos and you're just trying to hold it all together.
Mhm.
You're trying to show up with pants on. Like, okay, I just need to make sure I have pants on when I go to this meeting.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. Hey, Miss Karen, you're next on my screen.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Karen Mellon. I think I am, I guess. And I help people with personal growth and small to medium-sized businesses. So I help them with personal growth, focusing to help build skills in the area of communication and leadership development. I do it through coaching and training. So what intrigues me most, I think, about the title is kind of along what Amanda says. Even if it's not in your personal life, all of a sudden, if you have some chaos going professionally, sometimes you can get blindsided personally with a customer or a situation. So any tips I can learn to help be calm is always a good thing.
I totally agree on that one. Okay, Miss Brandy,
Hello, how are you?
doing good.
Good. So financial coach and advisor at Raymond James. Um, have been in this career just about 3 years and just absolutely living God's vision for me. I love it. Um, my what intrigued me about today, let me ask an awkward question. This
Mhm.
recording only goes in our members only group, correct? Like this isn't just out on the Facebook for all to see, right?
No.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Just want
You
to
have to
make
have the
sure about
password.
that. Okay. All right. Perfect. So now in vulnerability,
Mhm.
I am dealing with a lot of chaos at home. I have a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old behind me there. The 17-year-old lives with us full time, and we're just in a really, the enemy is just doing all he can to steal the joy out of my home. And yeah, it's chaos. It's chaos. And so I'm tired. And I come to work and get filled up, and I dread leaving work. And then my family leaves for the day, and I dread coming to work because I just want to sit on my couch with my dog and just read a book and not have to adult. That's the season I'm in right now. So
Yes.
very transparently, this, in fact, I didn't really have time to be on right now. There's so much I need to be doing right now. But when I saw the topic, I was like, nothing, I'm stopping what I'm doing because God told me to be here. So Yeah.
Yep. God does direct. He gives us things that we need whenever we need it. So I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Well, I'm glad that you're here today. Okay, so Miss Ann, are you driving? Are you passenger?
Yes, I'm driving. Well,
Okay.
let's see. Am I on mute?
Nope, nope, I can hear you.
Okay. Since I got on late, can you tell me the title again?
Yes, we would just like to know your name and what you do. And then the title for today is How to Remain Professional When Home Life is Chaos.
Wonderful. That's a great title. Well, my name's Ann Payton, and I help women overcome and heal. That's interchangeable
Mhm.
with trauma and adversity. And I do that through my books, through my speaking, and through my coaching. And so I'm happy to be here. And right now, blessings of God, I don't have a chaotic home life. But when I went through a divorce right after my campaign, I did have such a chaotic life at home, and then also a chaotic life running for office.
Mhm.
So I'm anxious to hear everything you have to teach us, because I know that I will be able to use that within my life at the next
Very
time.
good.
So thank
Very
you.
good. Well, thank you. Miss Julie, I have you next.
Hi, it's good to see everybody. I'm Julie Hirschauer, and I have been a business coach for about 27 years now, transitioning off of that to don't know yet. I
Mhm.
think um, I'm in the process of writing a book and hope to be able to do some teaching from that and speaking. And if people pursue me to do some coaching, and then I'll do that, but that's not going to be my main focus. So, like Ann, I mean, we're empty nesters, though we do have our grandchildren every other weekend, and that's a blessing and a blessing.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But probably the biggest chaos that's happening, and I don't know if the chaos is actually the right word. My husband's sister passed away unexpectedly.
Mm.
So, and then my mother passed away the end of January. So there's a lot of chaotic emotion
Yes.
within he and I. And
Yes.
so um, just breathing in and breathing out right now. And we
Yes.
have the visitation today at 2:30 to 8:30. Oh, and then the
Mhm.
funeral tomorrow is a mass, Catholic mass. So that'll be an all day thing. And so
Yes.
just want to be there to support my husband. What I told my girlfriends was I want to be there to support him and to help him through it, but it's stirring up a lot of stuff with my mom. So they said they'd support me while I support him. And so I'm going to lean into that today and tomorrow.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. And I'm glad that you have that support there for you. So, okay, Miss Rachel.
Hi, ladies. I'm sorry I'm not on camera. Julie, I'm sorry about your loss. That's rough.
Thank
My camera is giving me fits, so I just decided to turn it off for today. I work in ministry, in related to theater ministry. I do some of my own theater teaching, and then I also work with a company called Life that helps people to have a way to pay to save money while they're paying for their own products, and then also as they want to choose to do so to make money. So I really love teaching, and generally choose to teach through the power of theater. So in my own life, I'm okay at the moment. But I have had experiences where family situations, I agree with Brandy. Sometimes it was easier to go to work and just be able to focus on work and something that I could control, and then go home and have to deal with things. It was a break and not a break at the same time, and at the same time, I recognized that when my work life was really stressful, it stressed me out in my home life. So I recognize that there is osmosis that happens with everything. It bleeds
Yes.
into each other. So
Yes, it definitely does. Definitely does. Okay, well, I want to start out by letting you guys know that we do have a worksheet that goes along with today's course, which I will be showing it on screen and sharing it. But if you would like to download it, it is in the chat. It's up at the top of the chat. So you can go and download that if you would like. Like I said, I will be showing it on screen. So if you guys are taking any notes, you can even work with it from there. But okay, so thank you. Yes, Brandy?
It's not in my chat. Is it in anybody else's?
yeah, Sam, I think you probably put it in before most of us were on, and then it doesn't show up for us.
Oh, well, that stinks. Okay.
Sorry.
No.
It was in the invitation that Cart sent out for the meeting.
Yes, but I just uploaded it again. So hopefully you can download it. But that's good to know that you got to wait till everybody's on before you upload it. Perfect. Okay. So today, with our title of Staying Professional while home life is chaos, let's talk a second about chaos. And the definition of chaos, I think, can be different for many people. So, Julie, just like you said, it's your emotions that are chaotic. And that's what's causing, a little bit of chaotic feelings in your life. Brandy, you mentioned that your children, your home life, that is, raising some chaos within your world. So chaos can come on several different levels. It could be the chaos at work that is affecting home, or home that is affecting work. So it can go either way. So, and I love the fact that there are many of you that have stated things are good right now. I'm okay, but I know what you're talking about because I've experienced it in my past. So today I would like to share with you, just a little bit about that journey and different things that we can do. There are 5 strategies that we can do to help overcome the chaos when it does hit our life. Like Brandy said, sometimes things are good, but then all of a sudden the enemy jumps in there and yanks your chain to try and get you to falter, especially if we're doing something good in our life and we're starting to grow, starting to do something great, and then all of a sudden the enemy's like, nope, I don't want you to do that. You're going to cause too much light in this world. You got to stop. And they the enemy tries to yank you back and create that chaos in your life. So imagine this, as most of you, oh, my name is Sam, by the way. I didn't necessarily introduce myself. I'm a relationship coach for women, helping women heal and rebuild after divorce and loss. So my story on this journey that I'm on began when I was going through my second divorce. So life was definitely chaos at that point in time. Going through my second divorce, I was working full-time in a corporate environment. So there were days that I would go in and I would just sit at my desk. I would look at everything that I had on my desk I'm a little bit old school, so I like to have paper. I print things out. I'm not the digital girl. So, there we go. So I would typically have, my piles and my organization on my desk. And there were days that I would go in and it's like I was frozen. I didn't know where to begin. I didn't want to touch anything. I just did not have the mental capacity to do anything. There were times that I would pick up my phone, because we had desk phones, pick up my phone and I put it up to my ear. Fortunately, I was in an office that I could close my door, but I would pick up the phone and I would put it to my ear, listening to the dial tone, but in hopes that anybody who came to my office would say, oh, she's on the phone, I'm not going to disturb her. But I would sit there with my phone on my ear just to try and keep anybody from coming in. Then there are other times that I would do tasks on my computer, like maintenance scans or moving files that are going to take a long time. I would do that just so my computer would be busy and for me to just be able to sit there and watch my computer work. And then if somebody said something, oh, my computer, it's doing something. I got to wait. And that would give me the space. When we are in those type of situations, I don't know if anybody else is like this, but there's a lot of times I just want to be alone. I don't want to talk about it. When I go to work, I want to escape what's happening at home. And I don't necessarily want anybody to know what's going on. I don't want to rehash it. I already have enough happening at home where I have to hash things out there. I don't want to rehash it when I am with other people. So then that puts us in that space to where, okay, professionally, the company that I was with, I worked there for 17 years. I was the go-to girl. If somebody had an issue, somebody had a question, I knew the history, I knew everything about the company. I was responsible for doing all new business presentations and just really selling the company. I was the go-to girl. And if somebody could not get an answer from their higher ups, they'd come and say, okay, Sam, what do you think? What do we need to do? And typically I was able to find that answer for them or have the answer for them. So of course, when I am in that spot to where I can't function and I don't want to deal with people, that puts you in a bad place to where you are not being your utmost professional self in that role. So today, I want to talk about different things that you can do to try and help you move forward and move through everything that is going on and happening with you. So, like I said, I have 5 strategies that we are going to talk about. Each one of us are different, and everybody does things different, and different things resonate with you. So with these 5 strategies, whether you are going through something now or you've gone through something in the past, I want you to reflect a little bit on if it's something in the past, but if it's something that you're going through now, just to be able to think about what it is and how these things might be able to help you. So, kicking off with our first strategy. Oh, you know what? Before we kick off on our first strategy, I want to do something to help us to relax. Because I know, to be honest, when I start talking about the struggles and the chaos that has happened in my past, or even I do have some drama at home with a 23-year-old who's living with us. And it's difficult blending families when you don't grow up with the child and you don't know them from birth. So then it's a lot of getting to know people. And so I have my 23-year-old daughter living with us who's very energetic. She's got a big personality. And then I have my husband who doesn't meet a stranger. And so trying to get those two to talk, it's quite an issue. Okay, so let's start by everybody closing your eyes. or if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, at least look down. When you look down, it kind of puts you into that feeling state and it gets you connected. So right now, I would like for you to take 5 deep breaths. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, just try to control the breath and do 5 deep breaths. During this time, I want you to recognize you have no place to be. This is exactly where you need to be. You have the time that you need, and this is your space to relax and connect with yourself and with these other beautiful women that are with us. After you're finished taking your breath, you may open your
Well,
eyes.
it's completely best to do one bite at a time.
So now, that is one of our relaxation techniques. By doing the breathing and taking that moment when you feel like everything in you is just going crazy, it resets your brain. So even doing something as simple as that, whether it is to just take a step away or it's to sit at your desk and take that moment where you take just a few deep breaths and just watch the stuff jumbling through your head, this helps you to relax and to reset. Okay, so starting with our strategy, number 1, it is setting boundaries. Now, I know we have all talked about setting boundaries. The boundaries that I'm talking about today is not necessarily boundaries with other people. It's the boundaries that we set with ourselves. It's the boundaries of honoring our time and our energy. So the boundaries that I'm talking about today is being able to take a break when you need to. There were times that I did not feel that I could leave my desk. I didn't feel that I could leave my desk. I had so much work. I have to eat at my desk. I just need to go from 8 to 5 and just stay at my desk and be there if somebody needed me and just keep moving. Could not take a break. But setting the boundaries in your own schedule to say, yes, I am going to take these few minutes for me, that is something that's important and will help renew your spirit and help to give you energy. One of the things that I was implementing just before I left corporate was a white noise meeting. So in our white noise meeting, what we would do is anybody who wanted to participate was welcome to come in. You are not allowed to bring cell phones or computers. You could bring a pen and a piece of paper, and that was it. And during this meeting, it was 15 minutes. And what we did was just put on music that was calming. We set a timer for 15 minutes, and you could do whatever you needed to during that time. So that could mean that you just sat there quietly and just had quiet time with no distractions. Some people sat and they wrote notes or doodled. Other people's maybe written grocery lists on, okay, this is what I need to do this evening. Or maybe it's taking that time to focus on a project that you know you need to do. So this white noise meeting was just a space to step away from all the distractions and notifications on the computer, as well as your cell phone, and to just have quiet, to just be able to reset. And maybe for some people, which I encourage this for any of the women that I work with, write down exactly what you're feeling. If you have a situation that you are it is just driving you crazy, write down what you're feeling. Every single word that you're thinking in your head, just put it down. It doesn't matter what the word is. Write it down. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about spelling. Just put it down on paper. And if it's something that you don't want anybody else to read, shred it. Get it out of your head, get it on paper, and then shred it. By doing that, it helps you to reset and reorganize. This could be with the chaos at home or feelings about, different situations that we're needing to go into. This could help with anything that's going on in your work environment as well. If you are frustrated with an employee, a boss, write it down, every single thing that you're thinking. And then if you do not want somebody to read it, shred it. This helps to reset our energy. So, something that I would like for you to do, we are going to take just a couple minutes. I am going to share my screen. As soon as I figure out where share screen, okay. I am going to share my screen. And we are going to start with our boundaries blueprint. And right now, I want to take just 2 minutes. And for these 2 minutes, I'm going to set a little timer here. For these 2 minutes, I want you to go through the first sections on this worksheet. So list down current personal boundaries where you feel that you are honoring yourself and your time. The second thing would be to write down any new type of boundaries that you feel you might be able to implement in your life. And the third is to put down one action that might help you this week to honor those boundaries. So we have 2 minutes here. We want to take time to write that down, whether you have the worksheets printed or you want to write on a piece of paper. And your boundaries can consist of anything that you feel is important in your life. It can be taking time for yourself, setting aside time to do something creative that you enjoy, or getting movement in. Okay, we have about 15 seconds left. Okay. So now, is there any new boundary that you have set for yourself that you would like to share? If you want to put it in the chat. I'll stop sharing my screen so I can see the chat. Does anybody have a new boundary or some sort of an aha moment that has come with talking about our boundaries? Does anybody have anything that they want to add to the chat? Or Anne, would you like to share?
Yes, actually, it's a new one that I started just last Sunday. The Bible study at our church, we're doing Revelations, and we got into the importance of Sabbath. And that's my new strategy, because it gives me an entire day of rest. And last Sunday, my first day of trying to do this was pretty comical. Because typically I work, housework or whatever, email work.
you know, just like all of you, we have all different kinds of work lists. And I'd start something up and I'd have to stop. I'm like, okay, this can wait till Monday. But it would be like it was asking me to come back and come back
Uh-huh.
in.
Yes, I
So
love
that's my
that.
new one.
I love that. That is a wonderful strategy, and one that I feel would be great to implement. And I agree is going to be so difficult because we're always used to just moving and going and working through things. So, anybody else have something to share?
I
Okay.
wanted to just kind of share on her what she just
Yeah.
she just said. Because I just started recently observing the Sabbath, and it was difficult because everything is Saturday, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I commend her for doing that because God wants us to honor that, and I just want to commend her for that. But it'll get easier. I just didn't know it started at sunset on Friday to sunrise on Saturday is the true Sabbath. So I was like, oh my God. So it's just preparing that Thursday, you know, preparing your meals and everything, and you'll be good. That's it. That was
Very.
my take on it.
What is your name? I have you as Zoom user.
Oh, I'm Michelle.
Michelle.
I'm
Wonderful. Well,
new. Uh-huh. Yeah.
glad you joined us today.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Well, I did too.
Good. Okay, so moving on to our second strategy is communication. So when we are going through chaos, a lot of times, or have that chaos that's distracting us from either being at home or being in a professional setting, this is something that there are times we may not want to talk about it. Like I shared earlier, I just didn't want to talk. I wanted to get away from what was happening at home. So this was my distraction, even though I didn't necessarily feel that I could do things. But I encourage you on the communication side is to rehearse. There are times that you will need to share with people, hey, I'm going through this. And it may take me a little bit, or I may need some extra help, or I may need a mental health day. Has anybody ever taken a mental health day? Actually said, hey, I am taking a mental health day? It is, oh, sorry, that raised everybody's hands. It is wonderful to be able to take a mental health day. And I think that is important for us to do anytime that we are going through kind of our chaos, to be able to take some space. And whether it's a full day or just an hour or half day or whatever that looks like, taking that time is very important. But there are times that we need to communicate with, whether it's our boss or coworkers, employees. I am going through this and I am not going to be able to be 100%. I heard Brene Brown talk about that her and her husband, when they get home from work, they're like, okay, I'm at 80%. All right, I'm at 20%. Knowing that your energy level is not there and you're not going to be able to give your all. When we are going through chaos somewhere in our life, there's a lot of times we can't give our all because we're distracted with whatever this chaos may be going. So to be able to share with whoever you need to share with, this is what I'm going through, and this is what I might need, whether it's more space, a little bit of time, or just some grace on it's going to take me a little bit longer. Opening up that communication will help relieve stress. So when I talk about the mental rehearsal, it's writing down, this is what I'm going to say. Because you don't want to go into your big spiel or share too much with certain people in your life. There are some people that, yes, you want to share everything with, and other people, you just want to give them enough so that they know, hey, we're going through something. By writing down what you want to say and preparing before you have to say it, or If you are somebody that it'd be, I know there were times that I would write an email to my team and say, guys, this is what's going on, or I have something going on in my personal life. I may need a little bit of extra help. I may need a little time off. I may close my door during the day with a sign on it saying, please don't disturb. And I ask that you honor that, just to be able to give yourself that space that you need. When it's at home, there are times with my husband, he and I have talked about this, or if I'm in a large crowd of people, my husband is a social butterfly. He just loves, and if you go into a room of people, it's his goal to talk to every single person in that room. That is not my goal. That is overwhelming to me. So there are times that I've told him, if I go back to our room, I've got a little quiet space, my chair, my little nook. There may be sometimes that I just need that space. Or if we're in a gathering of people, if you see me disappear, I'm good. Just let me have some space. This is something that we want to be able to communicate with other people, that I just need a break. I need a few minutes to help fill my cup. I need a few minutes to decompress. But by being able to articulate that and share that with others, then that is going to help relieve some of that stress, because those people should be able to give you that space that you need. So communication is our next. So I'm going to share screen again. And we are going to take just a couple moments here to look at our communication plan. So I would like for you to take just a few moments to write down what you feel might be a few things that would help in communicating when you are under any chaos. What might be something that you can help write down or to share with people to say, I'm not 100% right now, and I need some space. Maybe you just want to put down bullet points, or maybe you want to write down what you're thinking. And then there's also a line there to reflect on your past. And is there anything that you have learned from in your past that can help you moving forward when that chaos enters your life? Have about 30 seconds. Okay. So with our timing that we have right now, we took a little bit more time in the beginning, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to our next strategy. Our next strategy, number 3, is time management. So working with our time management, there are many different techniques that you can use to help manage your time. And when you are going through something to where you have some chaos in your life, being able to structure some of your time management is very important. We'll take this off for a second. So the time, Rachel, I'll come back to your question on the auto response. So time management is something that can help you to move forward. For example, when right now, okay, aside from my 23-year-old living in my home, I also have, I'm caregiving for my parents. So my mom has some things happening within her life, and my dad is currently going through cancer treatments. So we're doing radiation and chemo, and so I'm helping to share in that schedule. So you have the stress of the diagnosis and the process, but then also it's taking that extra time to do things with your family that maybe you didn't have in your schedule. So you still have all the same responsibilities or goals of things that you want to accomplish. So one of the things that I have found that is wonderful for me, and oh my gosh, I am just truly living by it right now, is to doing the time management. So maybe it is blocking time. It may be one of the things that I love doing right now is in the morning when I have my devotion time, before I start my day, I sit for a moment and think, okay, God, what is it that I need to accomplish today? And typically 2 to 3 things will pop into my head, and I write those things down. And then I take that note with me and I put it to where it's visible, to where I know that I need to focus on those 3 things today. This could be personal things, it can be work things, but I know that I want to check my list off that I have done those 3 things or made progress on those 3 things. If I get to a space when I come into the office, if things are a little crazy, different things are happening, don't hesitate to tell your team, I can't do that right now. I need an hour. I need 30 minutes. I need a little bit of space, or I can't get to that until this afternoon, or maybe I'll have to wait till tomorrow. Being able to communicate to other people in that way is going to help you to relieve some of that pressure so that you can concentrate on what's important, as well as it will help you to be able to take your breaks during the day, to be able to mentally reset and to fill your cup so that you can keep moving forward. We want to be able to prioritize what's important. Can this wait until tomorrow? I was somebody in my corporate world that I felt I had to help everybody that came to my door, and I had to get everything done in one day. But in reality, that's not what it's for. Be able to honor yourself with your boundaries of saying, I can't do that right now, or I need a little bit of time. This is something that will help to relieve some of that chaos. So we are going to jump into our time management, and we'll go back to our worksheet. And we're going to go to number 3, the focus time frame. So write down, we'll go ahead and do a 2-minute here. We want to write down your top 3 priorities that you have in your life right now. This may be for today, or it may be for the week, whichever you want to work on. And then what are some things that you can do to help to block time? Or are there any of those items that you feel blocking time might be good to do? Okay. So now, if everybody has a few more minutes, I would like to wrap up the last couple sessions or strategies that we have. So the next strategy that we have is the stress mapping. So to be able to find things that help you with your stress management. Stress management can include taking the mindful breaks, setting up your time blocking, doing the breathing exercises. Managing your stress also includes exercising or getting movement. By doing that, that is something that helps to get those good endorphins or running through your system to help lift your spirit and to help break up some of the stress that is happening in your life. So being able to just go out and take a walk or to have a little dance party when you're working around the house or cooking dinner or, you know, walking at work, you know, doing something that just helps to get you moving so that your body can help to reset. One of the things with the stress management is instead of saying self-care, I'm using self-renewal. So on the worksheet, it's asking to write down 2 things that are your go-to self-renewal activities or creating something new for you. One of the things with stress management is also to track your mood or your productivity levels. Now, on pages 3 and 4, I have included something that's out of my New Beginnings Life journal. And this is where you can kind of track each day on what's happening in your life. So, you know, on Monday, try and set this to do this at a certain time each day. You know, how are you feeling? Do you feel stuck or are unclear about something? But also, what do you want to celebrate today? It's always good to end that in a positive note. So to be able to go through this is something you can print out and do whenever you want, but to help track your mood to see how things are going. This is something that can help with stress. So when you are doing the things that you need to do to help reduce your stress, to take care of yourself, to set your boundaries, then this will help you to kind of see your progress and how you're doing. For me, this is something that I enjoy because I can look at it and think, oh, yeah, I am doing better. I am working through this. And by doing this, it is valuable for my time to take out to do these different things. So then our last strategy that we're coming to is seeking support. And on the worksheet is just identifying the person at home or the person at work that you can truly talk to. Getting support may look like, you know, having a therapist or a coach, somebody that you can talk to at work. It may be talking to your HR director, or it may be talking to your boss. It may be talking to somebody that you feel close to, that you know that you can share. And this is something to help with your communication, but also to make sure that you have that support that you need to get through that time in that situation. If the chaos is at home, then finding a therapist, or if it's a spouse or a good friend who can help you, it's finding that support system to where you can check in and be able to relate. So at the bottom of the worksheet, I have just included a short pledge. And this pledge being that you putting your name in there, step forward from the clinic today to be able to honor yourself and your journey and your personal renewal with grace, kindness, and dedication, committing to incorporate the actions that you have written down today or that you have learned today into your daily routine, and nurturing your growth and patience and love in your life. So ladies, I am sorry that I needed to rush through the end of our worksheet, but I just want you to know that if by chance you guys would ever want to talk about anything, or if this stirred up anything in you, that there is a way to schedule a call with me, and I would be happy to talk and share, or even to go through this a little bit more to where we had to rush through. There's a link in there that you can add to my calendar if this is something that you want to talk through a little bit more. I'm hoping that the worksheet will kind of be a reminder and help you through things. So at this point in time, I just want to take a couple minutes. Is there anything that was kind of an aha or jumped out at you guys to, from the training today that might be something that you're going to take away and make sure that you implement in your life? You can either put this in the chat, or if somebody wanted to share real quick.
I'll share.
Mhm.
I tend to overshare. I
okay.
tend to want everybody to sit in my misery with me. And so I think actually I kind of was reminded in this that I need to probably dial that back. Not everybody needs to know all the details. And there is one person here in the office that I'm very, very close to. She's an amazing Christian woman, and she is my go-to. And so learning to know that confiding in her and asking her to pray with me and for me, let that be enough. That be more, to your point, be more general with others, to just say, going through some things at home and just would appreciate some grace and some space in that. Because I wear my emotions on my sleeve, so it's pretty obvious when something is not right with me. I don't fake it well, and so just you gave me reminders today that I don't have to tell everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes by sharing, it's just you're reliving it and you're keeping in that space.
Mhm.
And sometimes that just it holds you down from being able to move forward. So Julie, the breathing exercise, I'm glad you found that valuable. And ladies, I've heard you guys mention giving it over to God, and there are many times, well, I have a mantra that when I start to worry about my daughters, I have 2 daughters, and when I start to worry about them, it's just thank you, Lord, for keeping them safe. Thank you, Lord, for taking care of them. And I just say that until I can relax, and then to be able to focus on what it is that I need to do. Christian yoga resources. I do not know of any around, but let me see if I can find out. Karen, do you?
I don't know of any, but I think you can Google, because we used to do Pilates. I don't know about yoga, but I thought we used to Google like Christian Pilates, and you could do them off your phone. If you didn't want to go somewhere to do it, you could Google it and walk through like a 20 or 30-minute or whatever length of video you wanted to do. And then just one other comment I was going to make is sometimes when you're looking for your statement, if you don't use the word energy, another word might be bandwidth, because I think sometimes that says to people mental as well as physical energy. So just a suggestion.
Yes, no, that's a very good suggestion. That is good.
All right. Well, I
Michelle.
just wanted to make a quick comment. I really enjoy this. This is like my second time doing this, just to be able to talk and listen, and everything that you're saying, like time management, that's all keeps coming to me. I already know. And it's like, guys, confirming it. You got to manage your time. You have to, and especially with him, and being, sometimes we get discouraged. And yes, and I usually have a good attitude about everything, but yesterday I was just like, man, just discouraged. And then all that came in my spirit was, God's like, why would you be discouraged when you have the God of the universe who's on your side? So and it just came to me. I'm like, you know what? Let me put a smile back on my face. Which I
Yes.
usually have. And it's just like, just having this group, and hearing you ladies is just wonderful, because I'm always busy and by myself. So I appreciate you guys, just so you know.
Well, I am so glad you're here. I tell you, I found this group well, about a year ago now, and I love all the women here. So this is my favorite group. One of the things to remind you, like when you are, goodness, I could go on forever. Okay, so one last thing would be is if you have that day to where you are just, in that space where it is just, you can't seem to get out of the funk and you just really feel low. There are several times in the Bible where you hear Jesus say, "Get behind me, Satan." Not today. Recognize that, because that's what's holding you back. It's the darkness in this world that's trying to drag you down and hold you back. So by finding those different statements or prayers or connecting with God of, "Get behind me, Satan. I am a child of God. I am a daughter of God. I have no time for you." Finding those statements that you can say that helps to lift you out of that and to remind yourself that, no, this is just the darkness trying to hold me down. So it is something that, we each can move forward with. Ladies, I have taken more than your time today, as what we allotted, but I thank you all for hanging in there with me. And like I said, if there's anything that I can help with, or if you need any clarification or anything, please let me know. But I pray that you ladies have a blessed rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you at more VIP Center events. So thank you all. Bye.
Thanks. Nice
Bye-bye.
job.
Thank you.